be back. Hasta la vista.
Calculating cyber operations. I'm sorry, John. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Those of you from like Gen Z, maybe some millennials, you might remember growing up to episodes of Knight Rider. What a cool fantasy, a car that has a personality that can talk to you. Well, it's coming back. Not Knight Rider the show, although I think it was rebooted. That'll probably be coming back too. That's not what I'm talking about. No, AI is gonna be coming to your car and you'll be able to talk to it apparently. That's according to Mercedes. They announced this week that ChatGPT is gonna be added to its vehicles. In fact, starting today, nearly 1 million Mercedes drivers in the US will be able to opt into a beta program and add the AI capability to their cars through a software update. German automaker says that ChatGPT will augment its existing Hey Mercedes voice assistant, allowing it to respond to a wider variety of prompts and even conduct full-on conversations. You can see a little tweet about the beta program there. Passengers can have natural conversation, get questions answered, receive weather updates, control vehicle comfort settings, or even their smart homes and more. I guess there's some reasons why you might want to do that last bit, but anyway, look, I honestly don't even know how much you'd want to do with this in your car, like queue up a podcast episode or something like that. And there definitely have already been versions of that in Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and everything. I don't have a Mercedes, obviously, so I'm not gonna be able to try this out. But if they ever bring it to 2013 era Scion IQs, I'm gonna boot this thing up and play with it. Brett, what do you think?
Couple thoughts. One thing is like, do we think we're safer if you're gonna have full-on conversations with your car while driving? And especially ChatGPT, where you're just trying to get it to say weird stuff. And then do you think that the GPS will be helpful when every time I've had to ask ChatGPT to draft an email for me, my next prompt has to be like, could you please make it much, much shorter? The first they'll just be like, oh, well, you were driving through Los Angeles, will you? Well, let me take you through on your way to Safeway or to Ralph's grocery store. Let me take you on a roundabout path through downtown and all the many historical landmarks of your city. No, I just want to go straight where I'm going.
I get that. Look, I think there's been, phones let you use voice commands or whatever to do some of the stuff that people instead do on their phone while driving. But the issue for me is, well, the first issue is that my 2013 era Scion IQ, the microphone has been broken since I bought it. So I've never been able to use any of that stuff anyway. But even if I did, that stuff is not awesome. And if it's difficult to do those things, then a lot of people are not gonna do it through voice. They're gonna pick up their phone again. And so like one of my pet policy peeves has been the amount of texting while driving and all that. I feel like maybe a more advanced voice integration will finally get people to put down their phones. And look, there's a cost to be paid for the status quo. Traffic fatalities are way up from just a few years ago because everybody is constantly on their phones. Thousands and thousands of people die every single year as a result of it. I don't know that this is a solution. I don't even know how many cars within 5 years it'll be available on once, I'm not even talking about just Mercedes, but I think it could help.
So
final thoughts?
In like 2010 or something, I worked with Marvel and ABC, and we did this segment in the Waltham, Massachusetts Verizon Innovation Center. And around that era, they thought the solution was gonna be, what you do is you have like an iPad in your refrigerator, and you have an iPad in your dishwasher, and you have like something like that. And the equivalent here is you have like your own iPad in your car, but that is not the solution anyone's gravitated toward. It's like you literally take your phone and you plug it in, and your phone is the computer in your hand, and you just have a screen and stuff maybe, but your phone is integrated into it because your phone has everything you want. You want to hold your phone because it's the one thing that does that. For this, I think it's just that Mercedes doesn't have that contract with CarPlay, and they've always wanted to like proudly display their own proprietary technology that looks different and gives them the edge and isn't like what you can get in a Ford or like what you can get in a Chevy, which does have CarPlay and Android Play or whatever you want. And so when they're doing that, as I agree, as long as you can take your phone, put it away somewhere, and still have access to the types of things you'd want to accomplish while not jeopardizing yours or anyone else's safety. I think that's the path that everybody should be on. But the ChatGPT, if it's plugged into something giant that might turn against us someday, I'm not so sure. But I trust the Germans with safety of the world anyway, so go ahead.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, how much can it control about the car? But yeah, I think that eventually is a solution. Whatever AI you have baked in your phone will eventually be able to use its voice through that. We're not quite there yet, but how far could it possibly be away?
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.